From the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse in Madison, it's the 1985 WIAA State High School Basketball Championships. Brought to you by the Rural Companies, ensuring the good life all over Wisconsin. John Deere and your local John Deere dealer, who invite you to stop by and see their complete line of lawn and garden products. Nothing runs like a Deere. Your cooperative and Land O'Lakes, where the farm-to-food system begins. And by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, who remind you that milk is America's health kick.
And good afternoon, everybody. We're here live at the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse for high school tournament basketball. Today we've got the Class C and Class B championship games this afternoon, and we'll have Class A tonight. And on behalf of the WIAA, I'd like to welcome you to tournament basketball. I'm Jack Ike. I'll be doing tournament hosting, and veteran broadcaster Ted Moore will provide the play-by-play. Lindy Kemp, the head basketball coach of Brookfield East High School, will be providing color commentary. Coming up, we've got the Class C basketball game featuring two 24-1 teams, the Turtle Lake Lakerettes and the Fall Creek Cricket. So stay with us. We've got high school basketball coming up. One of our sponsors on the broadcast will be the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. We'll be back to talk to the Class C coaches right after this. And we're back here at the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse getting ready for the Class C championship game featuring 24-1 Turtle Lake against 24-1 Fall Creek. Turtle Lake comes into this game with a 17-game winning streak. It's their second straight year in the tournament. If you remember, Turtle Lake lost to Johnson Creek last year in the semifinal game here at State. Here's Coach, as you can see on right over here, John Weisenfeld, the head coach at Turtle Lake. Coach, congratulations on getting here. If we can turn you around a little bit. Coach, last year you played Johnson Creek in the semifinals, and you lost the game. This year, you played them and you beat them. That must be kind of nice, making the finals.
We're happy, very happy. We played a good ball game. Johnson Creek is an excellent basketball team, and we're happy to win.
Fall Creek is kind of close to your area. How have you been able to scout this team?
We haven't. Just last night, or yesterday afternoon, we watched them a little bit, and I'm sure they watched us. They didn't get here by doing nothing. They're going to be tough. It'll be a good ball game.
A lot of coaches say when you get to this point, the pressure is off. This is the reward.
The pressure's still on. We got to win this one.
Okay, Coach, and good luck in the basketball game. Thank you. Fall Creek coming into the game also with a 24-1 record. We're going to see if we can get head coach Arnie Screwcrude over here with us. His ball club winners of 15 games. And here we have Arnie. Come on over here. Let's talk to you. Just seconds ago, we were talking, and you said that the pressure is not on anymore. This is kind of a reward being here.
I think it has to be. We played well all the way through this thing, and just to be here, I think it's beyond our wildest expectations, so pressure's off now.
First trip to the state tournament. Are you handling the jitters?
I think so. I think the girls are handling fairly well, too. I just hope that we can play well and shoot well, and we'll be in the ball game.
Big field house floor?
Yeah, it's different. Certainly different. The floor is longer, gets a little tighter, but the adrenaline is also there, so they'll make up for it.
Okay, Coach, good luck in the basketball game. It's going to be Fall Creek against Turtle Lake. And now we're going to go to Ted Moore and Lindy Kemp for some observations on the game.
Good afternoon, everyone, and seated right next to me is Lindy Kemp. And Lindy, I know that you'd rather be sitting on a bench tonight with your Brookfield East team, but I'm happy to have you with me this afternoon.
Well, if I have to be here, it's good to be back on the floor this way at least.
We're looking forward to the Class C championship game, the second straight trip to Madison for Turtle Lake. They lost to Johnson Creek last year, as Jack mentioned, got their revenge this year. They go into this game with a 17-game win streak. It's the first visit ever to the state tournament for Fall Creek. They are 24-1 also. They're the Clover Belt Conference champions, and they come in with a 15-game winning streak. Both teams out on the floor. We're just about ready for the Class C championship. And we have the officials for today's game. Larry Van Alstyne and Thomas Moling will be working the game for us. Well, it's Larry Van Alstyne. Screwcrude, of course, is the name of the coach for the Fall Creek Cricket. And Don Cowan, the public address announcer, who is due to retire after he works this tournament, the boys' tournament next week. And Linda, the possibility of an NIT game here. Everybody's talking about that since the Badgers beat Northwestern. That would be his final University of Wisconsin game. So we're saying goodbye to Don Cowan.
And we wish him well.
And here he is with the announcement of the starting lineups for the Class C championship game.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. The squads are going to be introduced as a whole. The non-starters first. For Fall Creek, number 25, Michelle Dodd. Number 33, Shelley Green. Number 41, Kim Kunert. Number 45, Gina Rather. Number 55, Sandy Sankey. Number 53, Julie Wilbur. And number 51, Jan Zimmerman. The starting lineup for Fall Creek will be as follows. At forward, number 43, Sandy Eilers. Number 35, Andy Zuckrud. At center, number 15, Suzanne Sankey. At the guard, number 23, Jody Wilbur. And the other guard, number 21, Becky McCann. The Fall Creek coach, Arnie Zuckrud. The non-starters for Turtle Lake. Number 45, Nettie Bleckinger. Number 30, Melinda Hink. Number 51, Jackie Hoffman. Number 53, Carolyn Littlefield. Number 41, Lynette Raffensperger. Number 40, Faith Glasser. And number 43, Jolene Young. The starting lineup for Turtle Lake. At the forward, number 42, Jody Hart. Number 34, Susan Letitia. At center, number 55, Debbie Carlson. At the guard, number 10, Lynn Tudewall. And number 24, Dee Dee Peterson. The coach, John Weisenfeld.
So there you have the starting lineups for the Class C championship game. Stand by for tournament action. One of your network sponsors is your cooperative and Land of Lakes. Offensively, Fall Creek averaged 62 points a game coming into the tournament. Defensively, they were giving up a little better than 39 points. And for Turtle Lake, offensively, 48.4 points per game, giving up 29.6. Teams tend to play a little bit more conservatively in the tournament. They're not reaching their offensive standards, but we'll talk to Lindy about that in just a moment. Right now, we have Debbie Carlson of the Lakers, Turtle Lake in the light uniform, gold uniform, and she controls the tap. In the backcourt now, it's Dee Dee Peterson to Lynn Tudewall, and that's Dee Dee Peterson, number 24, along the sideline. To Jody Hart. Tudewall with the ball now. A good ball handler, very fine little guard. 5 feet 4 inches tall and a senior. Jody Hart on the left side. Tudewall back out front again. Tudewall penetrating and inside. Gets it in. And scoring is Debbie Carlson. So it's Turtle Lake drawing first blood, and coming down quickly is Wilbur of Fall Creek in the green uniform. You're watching in color, Turtle Lake in gold. Down in the corner, Sandy Eilers, and back out front to Jody Wilbur. She will set it up. And man being used by the Lakerettes. Out front with the ball now is Jody Wilbur. Into the lane, puts it up, and the foul is going to be called on that one.
Well, it's very important at this point in time that both teams are trying to settle down and get their rhythm, and the first 2 possessions are very important.
Dee Dee Peterson picked up the foul. Going to the line for a pair is Jody Wilbur with a chance to tie up the game. First one's a miss. Jody had 2 points and 4 rebounds in the Crickets win over Abbotsford that got them into this game. So it's a 2-1 ball game. Jody Wilbur scoring for Fall Creek. Lynn Tudewall bringing the ball up court for the Lakerettes. Listen with the ball. Beats down low to Jody Hart on the baseline. Almost tied up. Manages to get it out to Leschyshyn. Inside now to Carlson. She puts it up off the glass. And Debbie Carlson has the first 4 points of the ball game. And the Lakers will press after they make a basket.
Yes, and it's kind of a token press, but they just don't want the other teams to come down and get right into their offense immediately.
Skrufrud with the ball to Eilers, and then back out front to Jody Wilbur. To Skrufrud. And a shot taken from outside, almost in and out. Almost in, but doesn't go down. Barry McCann took the shot, Becky McCann rather, and Tudewall into the forecourt. To Dee Dee Peterson. Drives the right side. Again, they try to get that ball inside to Debbie Carlson, the 5'10" junior center, who has the 4 points so far, and she's tied up. Susan Steinke. Tap controlled by the Lakerettes. Shot taken. Won't go down by Dee Dee Peterson. The rebound comes down to Fall Creek. So, Fall Creek trailing 4-1. Try to come within a point on this possession. Sandy Eilers to Becky McCann, and back out front. They move the ball around over to the left side to Eilers. Back out to McCann. Thrown away out of bounds, and will go out to Turtle Lake.
Fall Creek right now is trying to be deliberate and get a good shot. I'm sure they're trying to get the ball inside, but I think they're trying to settle down a little bit here.
Tudewall comes around the screen, goes deep on the left side. Bounces back out front to Leschyshyn. To Dee Dee Peterson. Carlson not in her range. In trouble. Loses it. Picked up by Jody Wilbur. And she brings it up court for Fall Creek. Bounce pass goes inside, then back out to Wilbur. Then it's fed into Eilers. Now Wilbur with the ball again. Brings it out front. No reload. Taking it to the left side. To Eilers. Then down low, in underneath to Skrufrud. Her shot, no good. Rebound is taken down by Little Lynn Tudewall. And she'll bring it up court for Turtle Lake. To the right side. In trouble. Gets it loose, however. Beats down into the corner. And a turnover. Not a turnover. The ball will go out to Turtle Lake. And we have our first substitute in the ball game. Coming out of the lineup is Susan Steinke, and Jan Zimmerman comes in for Fall Creek. Shot taken. Lecherson. It is no good, but a foul is called.
Foul on number 55.
It goes up, and she's a very aggressive type inside player, and tends to take the foul trouble.
Jen Zimmerman, who just came in for Fall Creek, had a good game against Abbotsford. Came off the bench, scored 16 points, had 11 rebounds. So she's got some firepower. Becky McCann with the ball, works it inside. And Zimmerman. Check that. Sandy Eilers got the basket.
There's a brush off that time and freed her for a good shot.
Goodewall into the forecourt. Off the right side to D.D. Peterson. He's looking for Carlson again, who goes to the baseline, forces that up. It is no good. The rebound comes down to Fall Creek. Good, bringing the ball across the time stripe. Coach's daughter is Sandy Eilers. Inside it goes to Jody Wilbur, and she is hacked. In the act of shooting.
All right, that's a back pick coming again, and a little late there on the recovery, and that's the foul.
That's the second foul on D.D. Peterson. So far, nobody coming off the bench, though, for Coach John Weiss himself. At the free throw line, Jody Wilbur, she's 1 out of 2 at the line. They go 1 out of 3 now. She misses that one. Fall Creek's leading scorer, but she was held to just 2 points by Abbotsford. They did a number on her. She's hoping to break out today, and she does have 2 points so far, and we have a tie ball game at 4-4. That's Goodewall with the ball. Low on the right side to Jody Hart, back out front to D.D. Peterson. Both the Turtle Lake guards are good ball handlers, but there is a steal and a bust out and a pass back. A very nice assist, but a miss by Scrutwood. And another foul. That could have been a picture play, Lindy.
Foul on number 34.
Good board there. Goes back up, and 55 almost got her on the block, but it was foul on 34.
All right, we have a timeout called now. 2:56 remaining in the first period. Turtle Lake 4, Fall Creek 4. One of your network sponsors is the Rural Company, with an agent near you. We have a 4-4 ball game here, Lindy. Cautious play so far.
Well, I'll tell you, both teams are playing real well defensively. It seems like they're trying to go inside, and they're doubling right away and causing some turnovers. But I think the guards are going to have to get a little bit more aggressive than both ways.
This is Becky McCann. In and out on the free throw. One thing we might note that could become very important, that was the 4th foul on Turtle Lake, and Fall Creek has no fouls as yet. Becky hits the second one, and for the first time this afternoon, Fall Creek has the lead 5-4, and they will press. Lecherson with the ball. Gets it to D.D. Peterson. And the press working fairly well. Trapped at midcourt. Blocking foul is called. That will be on Andy Scrutrude. And that's the first foul on Fall Creek.
She drives across the timeline, and right there she was moving, trying to stop her, and it didn't happen.
Common foul, not a shooting foul. D.D. Peterson with the ball. Halfway in on the right side. Again, it goes to Debbie Carlson, who has all 4 points for Turtle Lake so far. And there, driving the lane, was Lynn Goodewall trying to take the return pass from Debbie Carlson. A foul is called. So we mentioned that Fall Creek had no fouls just a moment ago. Now they have fouled twice very quickly. And that foul was on Jody Wilbur, her first. Inbound, goes to the floor, and we'll have a jump ball called. Sandy Eilers and Jody Hart. Jody Hart of Turtle Lake. Sandy Eilers in the green uniform. Fall Creek. Controlled in the corner by D.D. Peterson of Turtle Lake. Back out front to Jody Hart. Peterson again. On the baseline. Defense very well. Gets it to Jody Hart. And Hart again defense as she heads for the paint. The pass comes outside to Goodewall, who forces up a shot off the glass. won't go down. Taken off the floor by Lesterson. And once again, the whistle stops the action. That foul was on Jan Zimmerman. The third foul on Fall Creek. Again, a common foul. And Turtle Lake will inbound from the baseline. To D.D. Peterson. He starts it out front. Gets it to Jody Hart. To Lynn Tudewall. Off to the left side to Lesterson, and a foul on Andy Strukrud.
Well, the guards are starting to drive a little bit and cause some problems for the help and recovery, and that's causing the foul.
First foul, as we mentioned, on Andy Strukrud. It's a 5-4 ball game. Fall Creek out in front. We have 1:51 remaining in the first period. Debbie Carlson, the center, out front with the ball. She's a good ball handler for a young lady. Bounce pass trying to get it inside to Lesterson.
They're forcing the ball a little bit now just to get their offense going.
And Fall Creek takes advantage of that. So they come up court. Jody Wilbur to Becky McCann, and she'll shoot from outside, and she hits.
The 1-2-1-1 trap right now, full court.
7-4. And Tudewall comes quickly down court. She shoots from the baseline. It won't go down, and in the action under the board for the rebound, another foul is called. That foul was on Debbie Carlson, her second. And that's the 15th foul on Turtle Lake. So Fall Creek goes to the line in the person of Jan Zimmerman for the first time this afternoon. 1:15 remaining in the first period. This will be 1-1 on the 15th foul. He hits it. Jan Zimmerman with his first point. And Fall Creek has an 8-4 lead after trailing 4-0.
Well, Zimmerman comes off the bench and really starts making things happen.
A 9-4 ball game. Fall Creek leading Turtle Lake. Pass into the forecourt to Carlson. Carlson feeds it back to Jody Hart. Loses it at the baseline, and it's picked off by Fall Creek. So the Crickets come back. Jody Wilbur. Down in the corner now. Becky McCann. Back out to Jody Wilbur. She'll set it up. 2-3 zone being used by Turtle Lake. Fall Creek shot no good. The rebound is taken down and put up by Sandy Eilers. No good. And now controlled by Turtle Lake. And driving all the way into the forecourt, D.D. Peterson misses the first shot, takes it in the lane. Up again, no good. Here's Carlson. Off the rim, no good. 3 straight tries.
Well, both teams are getting into the flow of the game. I think their first 3-4 minute periods are over now.
The tempo has picked up, and so has the play. Tudewall with the ball. Stolen, re-grabbed by Turtle Lake, and the Lakerettes come back down court. Lesterson with the ball to Tudewall. And she drives. Her shot from the lane is no good. Traveling called against her. That turnover will give the ball to Fall Creek with 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Well, that's the penetration that I feel that Turtle Lake is going to have to start making right now.
This is Shelley Green, and she fires a long one from midcourt as the horn sounds ending the first quarter of play. With the score, Fall Creek 9, Turtle Lake 4. One of your network sponsors is John Deere and your local John Deere dealer. Quick recap on that first quarter. Lindy, Debbie Carlson got 2 quick baskets to put Turtle Lake out in front, 4-0. But after that, it was all Fall Creek. They scored 9 unanswered points.
Well, I think that maybe Debbie's trying to do it all right now and get herself in foul trouble. Hopefully she'll settle down, and Fall Creek, we'll see if they can keep it up.
Jan Zimmerman will jump against Debbie Carlson now as we get ready to go into the second quarter. And again, the tap is controlled by Jody Hart of Turtle Lake. Back out front to Lynn Tudewall. D.D. Peterson now setting it up on the right side. And a cross-court pass to Jody Hart. Shot blocked by Sandy Eilers, and Fall Creek takes over. Bringing it up court is Jody Wilbur. He goes to the right side. He's back out front to Becky McCann. Wilbur with the ball now down in the corner. She wanted that shot, but she decided to work inside, and it paid off because Jan Zimmerman got her first field goal of the game. She now has 4 points, and it's 11-4. Fall Creek out in front. They press. Jody Hart. Picked off again by Fall Creek. Shelley Green with the ball. Inside to Zimmerman. And back out to Jody Wilbur. To the baseline. Her shot is no good. Rebound. Comes down to Turtle Lake. Then Tudewall into the forecourt again. Carlson.
They're running a 1-3-1 offense right now. And Carlson's taking it to the hole, but an outside shot for her.
Rebound comes down. The Lakers will reload out front. D.D. Peterson.
They'll be very patient on this.
Crickets in a man-to-man defense. Carlson with the ball at the pivot. Almost lost it. Out front, D.D. Peterson. She comes in on the right side, goes to the lane, jump shot. It's the side of the board, but she drew the foul. And substitute into the ball game for Fall Creek. Jody Wilbur comes out.
Well, she drives, she's a good shooter, and she wants to get that ball in the hole, and she goes up and draws a foul.
Foul is on Sandy Eilers, her first. D.D. Peterson at the line for 2. First one is good. And finally, Turtle Lake managed to get off that 4 points that they had been holding since early in the ball game.
Well, yesterday she had 11 points, and
second one misses. We had a substitute that I mentioned. Jody Wilbur came out of the ball game as Andy Screwcrud came in for Fall Creek. Now on that battle for the rebound, foul was called against Shelley Green, her first. And that is number 5.
Jody Hart at the free throw line, shooting 1-1
on Fall Creek. So Jody was just 1-1. And she makes the first one. So we now have an 11-6 ball game. Fall Creek in the lead. Jody Hart's second shot is good. Her first 2 points of the game, 11-7. Lakers pressing. Crickets breaking. Screwcrud into the forecourt. All the way past the free throw stripe, and puts it up and in. Allowed her too much penetration.
that Fall Creek is very active right now.
Pressed by the Crickets, and we just had a foul on a collision at midcourt. Foul will be on Becky McCann, who ran into Lynn Tudewall.
21 is reaching and got there a little too late.
On that move down court by Turtle Lake as Fall Creek was pressing, Debbie Carlson was wide open all alone. If they could have gotten the ball to her, she would have had an easy pair. Suzanne Steinke into the ball game. Lynn Tudewall at the free throw line, looking for her first point of the day. Misses off to the right. Rebound to Fall Creek. Screwcrud into the forecourt. Left side with it to Steinke. To Shelley Green, and she puts it up and in. Shelley Green off the bench gets her first 2 points of the game. And it's Fall Creek 15, Turtle Lake 7. Into the forecourt, Tudewall looking for Carlson. No, she goes in herself, takes the shot. It's no good. The rebound comes down to Fall Creek, and they are starting to handle their defensive boards pretty well, Lindy.
Oh, the Lakers are taking shots, and right now they're just not falling.
Here's Fall Creek into the lane. Screwcrud, her shot from the right side is no good, but it's picked up and in. And coming up with that was Andy Screwcrud. The shot was actually taken by Shelley Green. 17-7. Lakers To the wall, off the glass, won't go down for it. Again, Fall Creek controls the backboard.
They're breaking the press, but they're just not converting.
Shelly Green with the ball. Down in the corner to Steinke, back out front to Jan Zimmerman. Shelly Green, Screw Crew posting up on the right side, puts it up, it is no good, but the rebound goes up and in, and putting it through the hoop that time was Sandy Eilers, and she was fouled. Chance for 3 points here as Fall Creek takes a 19-7 lead, and we have a timeout with 4:29 remaining in the first half. One of your network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. Well, there's the melee under the basket that led to this free throw coming up for Sandy Eilers.
Well, Eilers did not get blocked out, and she just got that offensive board. Right now, Turtle Lake has to keep them off the offensive board.
Eilers missed the free throw. The rebound to Turtle Lake. 19-7 the score in the ball game. Fall Creek out in front. D.D. Peterson with the ball. Trying to work it in to Susan Lecherson, and reaching in foul. Steinke picks up her first foul for Fall Creek. So both teams are in the bonus situation now, shooting 1-1 from here on in. Remainder of the first half, which is 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Lecherson at the free throw line. Looking for her first point, and she doesn't get it. And again, it's Fall Creek with the rebound. Jan Zimmerman. The Screw Crew takes it into the forecourt for the Cricket. To the right side to Green. In underneath to Wilbur. Check that to Sandy Eilers, and Eilers with a good move. Didn't go down for her, but she drew the foul again.
Thank you.
She shoots, and she really is aggressive to the ball. She goes back up, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
That was Faith Strasser, who's in the ball game now, picking up her first foul. Eilers misses the free throw.
One shot.
So she'll take the second one now. She's won none out of 2 at the free throw line so far. Now she can't. 5 points in the ball game. And the Crickets will press after the made free throw. Peterson in trouble in the backcourt. Tries to get it to Tudewall. Bounce around. Finally Peterson picks it up. Feeds it across to Carlson. And Carlson to Strasser, whose shot is blocked, but it's picked up by Lecherson. Back to Strasser. To Peterson. Carlson. Carlson gets the baseline and offensive foul. No doubt about that one, Linda.
Well, she's a little frustrated right now, and during the tournament, a lot of players have been... She wants to take the ball down the baseline, but she gets too deep, and good position there by the defensive player.
And that is the third foul on Debbie Carlson, so that is a problem right now for Turtle Lake, because she's a big part of their offense. Kukrut into the forecourt. To Eilers, and a shot blocked nicely by Turtle Lake. And they're coming back with Lecherson dribbling the ball. Looking for help. There's Carlson. She's going to take it up and in, but it won't go. It was halfway down. Rolled out. Foul called in the battle under the boards. And that is foul number 4 on Debbie Carlson.
Well, that was a frustration foul. She went up nice and strong and missed, and she just wants that one back, and obviously she got into tough foul trouble now with 4.
She's going to have to sit down there. You see the young lady.
I'm sure she's very frustrated.
Replacing her, Jody Hart, 5'7" junior, at the free throw line. Susan Steinke for the Cricket. Up at 2. That's Jody Hart, who started the ball game at a forward, now came in to replace Debbie Carlson.
She's one of their leading scorers, so maybe they'll get some offense going.
Second free throw by Steinke is no good. Tipped up by the Cricket. Battle for. We're going to have a jump ball call. Well, Fall Creek having things pretty well their own way, 21-7 right at the moment.
They're crashing the boards, and Lakers just are not blocking them off.
They control that tip. Steinke with the ball. To Green. Return pass to Steinke, who can't put it up, but the rebound is taken down by Jan Zimmerman, and she puts it in. That's a pretty good player to have coming off the bench, Lindy.
Oh,
Zimmerman.
Definitely. She did a lot yesterday in the game. She had 11 points off the bench.
And we just had a foul call on the move down the floor. The foul is on Fall Creek Sandy Eilers, her second of the game. Going to the free throw line will be Faith Strasser sometime this afternoon for Turtle Lake. Faith played against Johnson Creek but did not score. Now she gets her first point of the tournament. That has to be a thrill.
They might be a little fatigued. They had a real close, tough ball game yesterday, and maybe they'll recover at halftime.
Strasser's next one is good. So she has 2 points. And it's a 23-9 ball game. Fall Creek in the lead. The Lakers pressing.
Denial pressure now.
Yep. Zimmerman with the ball. In trouble. Oh, and she double dribbled the ball. So the pressure paid off for Fall Creek that time. I was going to ask you, Lindy, about playing in the case of Class A 3 days in a row, something that the girls and the boys are not used to. It's tough.
Well, I'll tell you, hopefully at that point in time you've used your bench a lot, and using your bench is a big factor in tournament play.
The Lakers trying to make that pressure pay off now. And the shot is taken by Strasser. It is no good. The rebound to Fall Creek. Zimmerman atones for the turnover by taking the rebound down. Screwed into the forecourt. Shot taken from outside by Green. It is no good. The rebound comes down to Steinke. She puts it up. No good. The rebound knocked out of bounds will be given out to Turtle Lake.
Turtle Lake has to be frustrated right now. They're taking good shots, but they're just not falling.
There's a pass at midcourt that goes out of bounds, and it will be given out to Fall Creek. So Fall Creek's pressure is paying off too. Good looking for the inbound target. And a turnover. An exchange of turnovers on pressure defenses.
Foul is on number 24.
Kim Cunard is coming into the lineup for Fall Creek, replacing Sandy Eilers. And Melinda Hink will come in for Turtle Lake. Replacing Susan Lester.
These are good substitutes right now because it rests them a little bit going into the second half.
Jody Wilbur comes back into the lineup, replacing Andy Screwcrud for the Crickets. At the free throw line. Fall Creek Crickets. In the first of Shelley Green, they missed it. And Lynn Tudewall could not catch up with that pass, so it's another turnover by Turtle Lake. They're going to continue with the pressure defense. Becky McCann in the lineup replacing Shelley Green for Fall Creek. Inbound pass comes into Susan Steinke. And Jody Wilbur will take it into the forecourt for the Crickets. Down low, underneath. That is up. Kim Cunard gets her first point of the tournament. 25-9. Fall Creek in front. Tudewall leads down underneath to Jody Hart. And again, it won't go down. You called it, Lindy. They're just not dropping for the Lakerettes. There's a Fall Creek pass overthrown, but they will press now as Turtle Lake attempts to inbound. Melinda Hink into the forecourt. Feeds it across to Strasser. Strasser down in the corner.
Oh, he finally got one in.
And hitting that shot. Oh, I'm still looking to see who hit that shot. Carlson, not Carlson. will pick it up. Into the forecourt come the Crickets now. 25-11. Fall Creek out in front. They can afford to let the air out of the ball now with 47 seconds remaining. Handling it out front, Jody Wilbur. They will go for one shot now. Clock down to 35 seconds. Wilbur to Zimmerman, back to Wilbur again. 23 seconds. Zimmerman to Kunert. Jody Wilbur with the ball. 12 seconds. To Steinke. Steinke feeds it to Zimmerman. Zimmerman's shot is no good. The rebound is taken down by Tudor. 1 second. He will not be able to get the shot away before the horn sounds ending the first half. So it was pretty much Fall Creek's battle in the first half of play. They trailed 4-0. Then led at the end of the first quarter by a score of 9-4. And here at halftime, they have a comfortable 14-point lead. It's Fall Creek 25, Turtle Lake 11. One of your network sponsors is your cooperative and Land O'Lakes.
WMTV Madison.
Let's take a look at some of the unofficial individual scoring in this first half now. Sandy Eilers has 5 points for Fall Creek, but leading the way, coming off the bench, Jan Zimmerman with 6 points on 2 field goals and 2 out of 2 at the free throw line. Eilers with 5. Andy Strukrud has 4 points. 1 point for Susan Steinke, who started at center. Jody Wilbur with 4 points on a field goal and 2 out of 4 at the free throw line. Becky McCann with 1 point on a free throw. And Debbie Carlson is the leading scorer for the Turtle Lake Lakerettes. She got the first 2 baskets of the ball game, by the way, and the Lakerettes looked like they were going to get off to a good start at 4-0, but then she was shut out from there on in. So she's the leading scorer. 2 points for Jody Hart, 2 points for Faith Strasser, and a point for Dee Peterson. And that's the way it looks here at halftime, with Fall Creek leading Turtle Lake by a score of 25-11. 14-point lead, and Turtle Lake is going to have to get things organized before they come back out to take the floor in the second half. We've got Jack Ike standing by with my partner here, Lindy Kemp, and we'll be getting to them in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is the Rural Companies, with 50 offices in Wisconsin to serve you.
We're back courtside at the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse, halftime of the Class C semifinal game. Fall Creek is up 25-11. Lindy Kemp is here, the head basketball coach of Brookfield East. 4-1. Turtle Lake got off to a pretty good start, and it looks like Fall Creek better get things going.
Right. Then there was a timeout, and they came out pressing, and the momentum switched back, and they started hitting the boards and hitting their shots, and then Turtle Lake came down, and they couldn't put anything in for a while, and I think they got a little frustrated, but there's plenty of ball game left.
They seem to be getting their shots. They're just not falling.
They are taking good shots, and that happens at times in a tournament or any game, and that's a coach's nightmare.
And we've got a special story to tell you today. Darcy Weber, a basketball player for the Johnson Creek basketball team. Do you know of that story?
Yes, you know, a lot of times we want to play sports and things, but we don't deal with life, and this is a story that comes to everybody and touches everybody, because it's a courageous young lady who dealt with a very serious problem and has overcome it, hopefully, and now is back here being the athlete she always wanted to be, and you know, it makes everybody happy for her, and the success story is very positive for sports and people in general.
Darcy Weber took her team to the state championship in Class C last year, but this summer, in August, she had a liver transplant. Doctors told her if she did not have the transplant, she would probably die. So she had the transplant in August here in Madison. Within 4 months, she was back playing for Johnson Creek and took them to the tournament here this weekend, despite losing yesterday. Doctors told her she probably would not be able to play basketball again. And that's the way Darcy assumed things would go. And we talked to Darcy yesterday, and she said, yes, this tournament this year is the one she's going to remember for the rest of her life. She took the team to the state tournament 3 consecutive years, and they lost in the semifinals, or lost in the finals her first year, won it all last year, and as we told you, lost yesterday to the same Turtle Lake team, 37-35 in the Class C semifinals. A courageous young lady, and we wish her the best of luck. We'll be back with more tournament action, and we'll tell you one of your network sponsors is John Deere, and your local John Deere dealer.
Look at the first half statistics, we can figure out just what Turtle Lake's big problem was. 15% shooting.
Well, that is something that you hate to see in any game, let alone the state finals.
3 out of 20 from the field for the Lakerettes. 5 out of 8 at the free throw line. That kind of hung them in there a little bit. On the other hand, Fall Creek is not burning up the nylon either. They had on 9 out of 24, 37%. And 7 out of 14 at the free throw line for 50%. So 15%, well, 37.5% is 3 times as good as that, or a little, almost that much. And that's the difference in the ball game right there. Another, well, we checked the rebounds there just momentarily, and of course the turnovers always play a big part. We'll be back with the second half of action now in the Class C State Championship game. Halftime, it is Fall Creek 25, Turtle Lake 11. One of your network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. Fall Creek in the dark green uniforms, leading by 14, and they control the tap as we start the second half of play.
40, you got her on the arm. 40.
Eilers coming down court was fouled. So she will go to the free throw line, and that foul was on Faith Strasser, her second. And she is still in the lineup, replacing Debbie Carlson. The big scorer for Turtle Lake is on the bench with 4 fouls. Free throw is up and in by Eilers. She now has 8 points in the ball game. 3 field goals and 2 out of 4 at the line. This one won't drop. Rebound is taken down and up and in by Jody Wilbur. Her 6th point of the game, 28-11. And traveling called against the Lakers. Jody Hart dragged the foot, so nothing is going right. Fall Creek inbounding. Jody Wilbur takes it left to right. Dishes it off to Sturgerud along the baseline. Her shot no good. Battle under the boards. Knocked out of bounds to Turtle Lake.
Into the Turtle Lake lineup, number 34, Lashichin.
Susan Lashichin comes in the ball game, replacing Jody Hart. Lashichin taking the ball into the forecourt for the Lakers. The G.D. Peterson drives to the baseline. Fadeaway jumper is no good, but she drew the foul. Aggressive play.
I'll tell you, she wants to do something out here, and that's the way you can get things done. Takes the ball, and she wants to go right to that basket. And she pulls up. She gets a little too deep, but they're doubling very much during this game, and now she's got to shoot over 2 people.
Sandy Eilers picked up her 3rd personal foul, and that could be a factor too, but they just won't go down for Turtle Lake.
Well, at this point, you can't question yourself. You have to think very positively and just try to go with what got you here.
Well, that one didn't go either, and Fall Creek comes up with the rebound. Jody Wilbur into the forecourt. Almost lost it there, and a jump ball is finally called. Susan Steinke and Susan Lashichin. Controlled by Fall Creek. Off the glass, Sandy Eilers. She has 10 points in the ball game now. Fall Creek pressing and stealing. Lob pass to Steinke off the glass. It's good. Susan Steinke with 3 points, and it's 32-11. Fall Creek having their way with Turtle Lake, and there's another steal on a long pass into the forecourt. Sandy Eilers Called for traveling before she tried to pass it off to Jody Wilbur under the board. Debbie Carlson coming back in, and that's a desperate move for Coach John Weisenthal.
Well, things are breaking down here, so you just have to put them in, and hopefully she'll be able to play as long as the coach wants her to, which is probably the rest of the ball game.
Playing with 4 fouls. Tudewall coming into the forecourt, called for charging. Lynn Tudewall.
Number 10. Tudewall.
She was the one that, no, she was. Yeah.
Number 51.
That's her first foul of the ball game.
We finally get a 3-on-1, and it ends up in an offensive foul.
Well, we've said a number of times that Turtle Lake is frustrated, and that's one of the results of it. All the way in.
There's the board.
But Jody Wilbur with the shot would not go down, and Turtle Lake takes it into the forecourt. To the wall. To the baseline. Up and in by Melinda Higgs. Nice dish off. Turtle Lake will now press. Fall Creek leading 32-13. Into the forecourt, Chad Zimmerman. Kruger puts it up on a jumper, and it hit. 4th point for Andy Skrukrud, the coach's daughter, and it's 34-13. To the wall. Peterson. Lutcherson down the left sideline. Now it's Peterson out front. And as she moves through the lane, a foul is called on Turtle Lake. Becky McCann, her first.
Well, the guards are trying to make something happen right now, and they're penetrating, and if they can't put the shot up, at least they're drawing the fouls.
Fouls are even at 2 apiece here in the second half with 5:34 remaining in the third quarter. Fall Creek leading 34-13. Debbie Carlson all the way into the lane, puts it off the glass, no good, takes her own rebound, tries to get a shot away, partially blocked. Fall Creek comes up with it. Threw it into the forecourt, bounced off the right side. Steinke feeds it to Wilbur, who goes to the baseline. Zimmerman. Threw it over to the right side. Steinke, and she jugs one from about 14 feet out.
Well, Turtle Lake's got to gamble a little bit here, but Fall Creek just keeps putting the ball in the hole.
36-13. Fall Creek leads by 23. The Lakers having problems getting the ball across the time stripe. Peterson takes it all the way into the lane. And a foul is called. Well, they're getting the ball into the paint and they're drawing the fouls, but so far it hasn't paid off.
Well, again, all the penetration, and when you have to draw the forward out on the guard, then you open the inside, but they're a little aggressive, and they're fouling right now. They're going to get into the bonus early.
The foul was on Zimmerman. That was her second, and Tudewall is guilty of traveling as she tried to go down the lane. Fall Creek into the forecourt. Steinke to Jody Wilbur. Becky McCann to Wilbur. Her shot is no good. And a bust out now. Lutcherson into the forecourt. Puts it up. Rolls around. Won't go down. Under the board, the foul is called on Susan Lutcherson. Well, when things go bad, they go bad.
Yeah. Again, a little jump shot underneath. It won't foul. And the frustration of wanting to put that ball back up. Then another foul.
Fall Creek 2-on-1 here. Debbie Carlson back defensing. Jumper is taken and hit by Jody Wilbur.
Well, everything's going Fall Creek's way right now. Maybe Turtle Lake should call a timeout and try and get something organized.
They have a 25-point lead. 38-13. They just had a foul call against Lynn Tudewall. Her second. She fouled as she lost the ball coming up court.
In there trapping. and a little frustration, the reach-in.
3:59 remaining in this third quarter. Zimmerman got it underneath the Steinke. His shot partially blocked. Picked off by the Lakers. There's Peterson driving in along the baseline. She tried to get the shot away and again drew a foul. That foul was on Susan Steinke, her second.
Okay, again, she's driving. It's forcing her deep into the baseline. Nice fake there and drawing the foul.
Two substitutions coming in for Fall Creek. Sandy Eilers came into the lineup along with Shelley Green. They replaced Jody Wilbur and Becky McCann. At the free throw line, Dee Dee Peterson. She is now 1 out of 5 at the line. She's a much better free throw shooter than that. 38-13, Fall Creek leading Turtle Lake. 3:42 remaining in the third quarter. Misses the second one. Rebound to Zimmerman. Zimmerman clears it off to Jody Wilbur. Wilbur feeds along the baseline to Green. Her shot is no good. Rebound to Carlson, to Peterson. Bust out Letchison. Has to pull up. She shoots. It won't go. And the rebound is taken down by Sandy Eilers of Fall Creek.
Well, they're making things happen right now. They're getting the ball back, and they get down the offensive end, and it won't happen for them.
Wow. Andy Strucker just hit one from about 16 feet out.
When you have a lead like that, you tend to play a little bit more relaxed also, so that might be a factor in their good shooting percentage, although they are a very good shot.
It's a 40-13 game. 2-all. Trying to get a shot away is called for traveling. 27-point lead by Fall Creek. Turtle Lake will have to apply pressure all the way through now. But it's almost becoming insurmountable. Going to have to do something very quick. There's a pass along the right side, and the shot is taken by Sandy Eilers. No good. Rebound comes down. Dee Dee Peterson driving it into the forecourt. Letchison shot. In and out. Rebound. Carlson, it finally goes down. Debbie Carlson has her 6th point of the ball game. 40-15, 25-point lead. Fall Creek. Turtle Lake applying the pressure in the backcourt. Gertrude with the ball, almost loses it. And there, running into Gertrude was Dee Dee Peterson. And that is her 3rd foul of the game. Both teams in the bonus now. Going to the free throw line, Andy Gertrude. She had 6 points and 3 rebounds in the game against Abbotsford that got Fall Creek into the championship game. And she's doing better than that today, with her 7th point on her first free throw of the game.
Well, they had to struggle a little bit in that game, and seems like this time they're out here and they don't have to worry about the pressure too much, so they're relaxing a bit.
She hit the second free throw, and we have a timeout with the score Fall Creek 42, Turtle Lake 15. One of your network sponsors is your Cooperative and Land O'Lakes. Well, Coach, 27 points down and time running out. What can you tell your team?
Well, I'll tell you, there's plenty of time in the ball game. Turtle Lake is a little fatigued, and they're questioning themselves right now, but they're fighters, and there's always a spurt in there that you hope things will turn around, and possibly the other team, the lid will go on their basket. So you don't give up until the buzzer rings in the 4th quarter, and they're here because of their great record, and they're good athletes, so they'll make things happen.
We just had a foul there as Turtle Lake came across for time trap. The foul was on Jody Wilbur.
Again, they're picking off the guards. Hopefully get them in foul trouble and get to the line at least close to the basket to start putting something in.
Dee Peterson at the free throw line. She's 1 out of 6 so far this afternoon from the line. She hits this one. Really, what I started to say as that foul occurred is that there have been some good shots by Turtle Lake. They've been halfway down and come back out. It's been amazing. She hits another free throw.
Well, maybe that's the beginning of something.
3 points for Dee Peterson, all at the line now. 42-17. Turtle Lake down by 25. They apply the pressure. Fall Creek having some problems. Shelly Green gets it to Jody Wilbur, who brings it across the time stripe to Green, and a hand back to Wilbur. Underneath to Zimmerman. Her shot off the glass. It's no good. Should put it up again. No, it was Eilers, Sally Eilers, Sandy Eilers, who put that one up and in off the shot by Zimmerman.
Well, Peterson was there, and I'm sure she wanted to challenge her, but with the 4 fouls, she just couldn't.
Into the forecourt comes Turtle Lake. 44-17. Fall Creek in the lead. Hutchinson almost tied up in the corner to Tudor. Back out to Peterson. Peterson drives to the right side of the lane. Tries to lob it in to Jolene Young, who's in the ball game now. Over her head, out of bounds. So on that turnover, Fall Creek will inbound. Screwcrud bring the ball up court. Left to right. To Eilers. Eilers to Wilbur. Wilbur working the baseline. Beats to Green. Back out to Kunert, who just came in the ball game. Now to Jody Wilbur. Green. They're going to look for the good high percentage shot here now because, well, I guess that was a high
For them, that's a high percentage shot.
Jody Wilbur hit it to make it 46-17. Time is an ally now for Fall Creek. They can set it up. Turtle Lake has to make things happen in a hurry. Goodewall puts the shot up. He hits. Goodewall with her first 2 points of the game. And Turtle Lake presses. Almost a steal. Ball goes out of bounds. Fall Creek will have to inbound it again. Turtle Lake getting very aggressive on the press now, which they have to do. 26 seconds remaining, third quarter. Inbound pass to Green. To Kunert. Kunert off to Jody Wilbur. Goes all the way to the baseline. Underneath. To Eilers, and Eilers puts it up and in. 48-19. In the final 10 seconds of the third quarter, Tudor into the forecourt. This is Peterson. It is no good as the horn sounds. The third quarter is now history, and Fall Creek having things pretty well their own way. 48-19 over Turtle Lake at the end of the third period. One of your network sponsors is the Rural Company, serving town and country folk alike. Fall Creek held a comfortable 14-point lead at halftime, and they extended that to 29 points in the third quarter as they outscored Turtle Lake 23-8 in that period. So it's 48-19. Fall Creek in the lead for the Class C championship as we head into the final 8 minutes of play. Fall Creek controls the tap down the right side. Sandy Eilers tried to put it up. Turtle Lake, I'm sorry. And it was Jolene Young attempting to put it up. The foul was on Andy Screwcrud. That's her second. Jolene Young with the air ball. The Lakerettes were here last year also in this tournament. Miss. Debbie Carlson puts it up. Won't go down. Rebound to Fall Creek. Jody Wilbur. Nice move into the lane. Off the rim. It's good.
That was a nifty move. You just have to take it in, and you don't see that a lot, but she's a nice little player.
50 to 19, 31-point lead by Fall Creek. Tudewall all the way down to the baseline and surrounded by green uniforms there.
And we call that the no parking zone because there's absolutely nothing there.
Penetrated a little too deep and got in trouble. Here's the jump. Controlled by Fall Creek. Long pass down court, deflected out of bounds. That was intended for Andy Screwcrude. Knocked out of bounds by Susan Lesherson of Turtle Lake. Fall Creek will inbound. Came into Susan Steinke. Shot no good. Ball loose on the floor. Tudewall picking it up in the corner. And called for traveling.
Well, when it is bad, I guess it only gets worse.
I did not see the travel there.
He didn't either.
That one off the glass.
They've got to bring the ball up right now and try to get off a quick shot and just crash the boards and maybe pick off for their guards or at least their forwards to get some penetration.
Becky McCann got that last basket in there. Turtle Lake loses it again. Screwcrude into the forecourt for Fall Creek and stolen away by Lesherson on a coast-to-coast. She goes down court and misses the layup, takes the rebound, and puts it up.
She's playing with all heart right now. She's a little tired, but she's still trying to make things happen, and that's an indication of a good ball player.
Screwcrude in the corner. Steinke back out front to Jody Wilbur. Becky McCann. Wilbur to Eilers. And Eilers shot missed, but Becky McCann was there to put it up and in. 54-21. Fall Creek. All the way here. Tudewall coming into the forecourt. Gets herself tied up in the lane. And foul.
All right, she's trying to penetrate the right side and dump off. And she sees an opening and pulls up for a shot. And the double team gets her the foul.
Melinda Hink just came into the lineup for Turtle Lake. As Tudewall steps to the free throw line with Carolyn Littlefield coming in also for Turtle Lake, replacing Jody Hart. And we'll see some players shuffling in and out now as both coaches see the players have the chance to play if they played in the championship game of the state tournament.
Well, these are memory times, and both these teams are going to go home with great ones. And when you could say you played on the Fieldhouse floor, you remember that forever.
Tudewall at the free throw line. She's 0 for 1 there this afternoon. Now make it 0 for 2. Foul is on Sandy Eilers, her 4th. Second free throw is good. That's her 3rd point of the ball game. Michelle Goss comes into the lineup for Fall Creek, replacing Suzanne Steinke. Fall Creek inbounding against the Turtle Lake press. Taking the ball into the forecourt, Becky McCann. Over to the right side to Jody Wilbur, who's shot bounces off the rim. Rebound is saved. Ball gets away from McCann. Tudewall has it, driving down, lays it up and got it. Tudewall with her 5th point, and it's 54-24. 30-point lead by Fall Creek. Wilbur into the forecourt, all the way to the baseline, underhands it, and hits it.
Well, she definitely knows where the basket is.
She sure does. That's 14 points for her. D.D. Peterson. To Carlson. Carlson tried to tap it over to Melinda Hink, but couldn't handle it. It goes out of bounds. Possibly could have been a different ball game if Debbie Carlson hadn't gotten herself in foul trouble so quickly. After scoring the first 4 points of the game, putting Turtle Lake out in front, she really ran into a block of 4 quick fouls and had to sit out a lot of the first half and some of the second.
Well, that took their inside game away, and then that was the big factor yesterday that they could get the ball inside and draw the fouls. And I know Carlson is very frustrated through this whole game.
Michelle Goss had to drag the foot there to handle that pass. Traveling call. And to the wall into the forecourt for Turtle Lake. Off to Sisson. Is in the corner. She bounces to D.D. Peterson. The ball gets to the floor, but Peterson recovers it. To the wall, shooting in a bunch of traffic. Debbie Carlson with the rebound, lays it up and in. Good body control by Carlson there on that rebound, and you can see that she is a player.
She goes to the board so very, very well, and very strong player and jumps real well.
Well, D.D. Peterson has just fouled out of the ball game.
I'm sure she's a disappointed young lady, but she played her heart out, so there's nothing to be ashamed of.
There she is, 5'4" junior. Waiting for a substitute to come in, and that will be Melinda Hink replacing her. Melinda's a 5'6" freshman. At the free throw line is Shelley Green. She's 0 for 1 at the line so far in this game. D.D. Peterson leaves with a total of 3 points, all at the free throw line. Up and in. 3 points for Shelley Green so far in this game. Well, she hits 2 in a row. And it's 58-26. Fall Creek on the way to the Class C championship. Linda Hink along the baseline. Tudewald spots an opening, drives to the board, puts it up, it won't go down. Rebound is taken down by Fall Creek. Julie Wilbur, 5'6" freshman, takes it into the forecourt. There's a pass right through the lane, right past everybody to Michelle Goss, and she scores. Fall Creek hits 60 now, leading Turtle Lake 60-26. Carlson. Inside to Richardson, and a foul is called.
Foul is on number 33, Green.
That foul is on Shelley Green, her second.
You know, Fall Creek has only 4 seniors on their ball club, and Turtle Lake only 3, so possibly those teams will do that.
All right, we have a timeout now. 3:42 remaining in the ball game. Fall Creek 60, Turtle Lake 26. One of your network sponsors is John Deere and your local John Deere dealer.
Channel 15 in Madison.
Celebrations on the Fall Creek bench just a moment ago before that timeout, and I would imagine that it's well in order for them to do that with the 34-point lead that they have in this ball game and 3:42 remaining. Coach Arnie Strukrud was trying to calm them down just a little bit because it's not over till it's over, as famous Yogi Berra once said.
Correct.
The free throw is up and in. Susan Lusherson at the free throw line. She's 1 out of 2 at the line with a total of 3 points so far. It's this one also.
At this point in the ball game, everybody's relaxed, except the coaches.
Into the forecourt. The Fall Creek Cricket. That's Julie Wilbur. She'd like to take it to the basket one time. She's a freshman. Traveling call. Jim Schooner drags the foot. D.D. Peterson, Lynn Tudewald, still the starting guards in there for Turtle Lake. And Tudewal goes down the right-hand side of the lane, loses the ball. Sandy Steinke coming across the time stripe, calls for the violation. Carolyn Littlefield back into the ball game now to replace Debbie Carlson.
Well, Debbie Carlson is a good athlete. She's going to Oklahoma on a volleyball scholarship, so I'm sure she'll have many more memories.
Lynn Tudewal again down the right side, gets into that no man's land down there, has to turn, release the ball, and there's a steal, yes, by Fall Creek, and Michelle Goss trying to take it all the way to the basket. Got trampled a little bit. She'll go to the free throw line.
Well, she's excited. I'll tell you, she wants to make that layup, and out of the frustration, 2 points are averted here by a foul.
Lynn Tudewal picking up her third foul. Michelle Goss at the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. She's a 5'11" senior.
Free throw line. Shooting 2.
Misses the first one. You mentioned that Debbie Carlson was going to Oklahoma on a volleyball scholarship. One of the girls from Kimberly, isn't it, or was it Appleton West?
It's Kimberly. Carrie Mallory is also going to be going on a volleyball scholarship.
Next free throw, also no good. The rebound was taken down by Gina Rather. Tried to put it up. Knocked out of bounds. And given to Turtle Lake. Tudewal into the forecourt. To the free throw stripe. To the inside to Littlefield. Littlefield turn around and pops it in. Carolyn Littlefield. Those she got to do in the state tournament.
Right.
Ball Creek. Back on the attack, and a foul is called. This was on Carolyn Littlefield. It's her first foul of the game. 60-30. Ball Creek has doubled the score on Turtle Lake. Kim Cunard at the free throw line for a pair.
That was a bonus.
It was 1-1. Tudewal across the time stripe for Turtle Lake. Lynette Raffensperger is number 41. There's Carolyn Littlefield. She pops up another one, no good. Put up again, no good, and then taken down by Jackie Hoffman at the baseline. He feeds it out to Raffensperger. To Tudewal. Tudewal starts in on the right side. Brings it back out with a minute and 46 seconds remaining. There's not a lot of movement on the part of Tudewal's teammates.
Well, she'll do something.
Yeah, this unit probably hasn't played together very much this year because there are a number of substitutes in now. Jackie Hoffman with the ball, back to Tudewal. Tudewal to Littlefield. Littlefield down underneath to Hoffman. Hoffman tries to put up a shot, partially blocked. Fall Creek comes up with it, and it's taken away. Give the ball to Tudewal. Lynn goes down the left side and has the ball stolen from her. Breakout. Julie Wilbur trying to go down the lane on the left side.
I'm sure she's wondering what else is going to go wrong today. She kind of smiled before, and the frustration is starting to show, but well, she played her heart out also. So
she's a good little athlete, a fine ball handler, and was outstanding in the win over Abbotsford yesterday in the way she ran the ball club.
And she had 11 points also.
So we just had a foul called. And that foul was on Carolyn Littlefield, her second. Going to the free throw line will be Michelle Goss. She missed one just a moment ago. And misses this one.
The award presentation will be made immediately.
58 We're under the 1 minute mark. Fall Creek leads Turtle Lake 60-30. Free throws up. This one is good. Joe Goss with 3 points. Well, Fall Creek has had some outstanding boys basketball teams come down here. This is the first time that the girls have made it, and they're going to take a big trophy back home.
Well, we're happy that both teams now are recognized, and the girls have finally made their mark there also.
Well, they played very good basketball today. Going down court with it, putting it up was Julie Wilbur. Foul is called. This is on Jackie Hoffman. 42 seconds remaining. Going to the free throw line will be Michelle Goss again. No, check that. It will be Junior Rather. Shooting 5'6" junior. 31-point lead by Turtle Lake. Next free throw is no good. Rebound taken down by Turtle Lake. Pass into the forecourt. Melinda Hinks on a steal. Down court with the ball, Michelle Goss dives in and is fouled. Picking up the foul, Melinda Hinks.
Foul is on number 30. Hinks. Foul on Hinks.
Well, she's coming down the court again, hoping to put it up for the second time, but again fouled.
Michelle Goss has been spending a good part of her life at the free throw line here in the last couple of minutes. That one goes down. Total of 5 points in the ball game for Michelle. 26 seconds remaining. Fall Creek 63, Turtle Lake 30. Turtle Lake into the forecourt. Pass to Littlefield. He fires one. Rebound is battled for. Goes to the floor. Taken by Fall Creek. Julie Wilbur into the forecourt, all the way into the lane. Wanted that shot, and it got blocked by Littlefield. A battle under the board as the long sound ending the ball game. And our champion, Class C, Fall Creek, beating Turtle Lake by a score of 63-30. That's the final. Fall Creek 63, Turtle Lake 30. One of your network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. So there you see the celebration going on for the Fall Creek Crickets Class C champions. And now let's go to public address announcer Don Cowan.
The WIA Board of Control wants you to participate in the award ceremony for these two fine teams that have just completed their tournament competition. Making the presentation will be Board of Control members Vernell Lepley, Superintendent of Prescott, and Ray Smith, Superintendent at Clear Lake. They will be assisted by John Roberts, WIAA Executive Director. Will the captains of the Class C runner-up team, Turtle Lake, proceed to center court and receive the individual medal, team medals. Will Coach John Weisenthal of the Class C runner-up team, Turtle Lake, proceed to center court, receive the runner-up trophy. Will the captain of the Class C championship team, Fall Creek, proceed to the center court and receive the individual first-class medal. Will Coach Arnie Sukud of the Class C championship team, Fall Creek, proceed to center court, receive the championship trophy. Congratulations to both teams. Thank you one and all.
happy Fall Creek Crickets. And I'll tell you something, that's a valuable trophy, and they're lifting Coach Arnie Skrukrud up. But he maintained his balance. They maintained him in the air. And I think that, Lindy, there might be a few more tears shed in a girls' championship out of joy rather than in a boys' championship.
Well, that's true, and you can't hang your head. You know, you win first and you also win second, and there are really no losers in the state championship final.
Oh, absolutely not. They've worked too hard to get here, and they were rewarded by just being in this game. 63-30, the final score. Class C champions, Fall Creek over Turtle Lake. One of your network sponsors is your Cooperative and Land O'Lakes.
And we're back courtside with the Class C champion head coach, Arnie Skrukrud of the Fall Creek Crickets. And, Coach, you took the suspense out of the title game pretty quickly.
That was nice. I don't think I could take too much of that. So it's nice to get it flowing out, or whatever you want to say. Credit to them. They played a super ball game yesterday, and I'm sure they spent most of their energy yesterday.
You took this team to a Clover Belt championship. You have, what, about a 16-game winning streak now. Was there any point in the season that you thought, hey, this team can do it all?
Never really thought about it. We knew we had good ball players. We knew we had good depth. I don't think you ever think about, at least I don't think about winning a state championship. This is something else.
First trip to the state tournament, I didn't look like too many jitters when you guys took the court.
I told the kids before we came out that, hey, we're going to go home with something and just go out and play a relaxed ball game, and I think they showed how they can play. They shot well, probably played one of our better ball games today.
What was the key to this game? You guys got down 4-1 early, when it obviously was early in the game, and then you just came right back.
Well, I don't know if there was one key. We felt that we could control them with our defense, and our man-to-man really took them out of the ball game. So we were hoping it would, because it's carried us all year, and it did.
Your team felt like running the ball, too, and did it well.
We run real well. Some teams we feel we can't run with, we felt we could maybe run a little bit with them.
Okay. Head coach Arnie Skrukrud of the Class C champion Fall Creek Crickets. And, Coach, we'll let you go join the celebration with your team. Congratulations. And we'll be back in 1 minute.